Step by step and breath by breath, a little deeper, a little closer. Step by step and breath by breath, a little deeper, a little closer. Inside me, inside you, inside God, inside it all. Step by step, breath by breath, a little deeper, a little closer. This is one of the foundational teachings of the psychedelic journeys I have been blessed to experience and witness. And it speaks to this fundamental lesson of life, right? That as we are progressing on our journey, it's just a step-by-step process, right? As Rumi said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And it just doesn't just begin with the first step and end with the last one, right? There is like millions of steps in between. And the process that we are going through is this process of going step by step, one breath at a time. That's why the breath is such a great fundamental teacher, because we are inevitably just gonna take one breath at a time. We're not gonna take two at the same time. It's not possible. It's always one breath. It's one breath at a time. And as we're walking along our path, it's also just one step at a time. And this is what I want to explore and go deeper into in this video today. This deepening of these insights, that we're just going one step at a time, and the wisdom in that one breath at a time into our journey. Hey, I'm Vergo and this is Psychedelic Actualization. On this channel we talk about topics like self-realization, self-actualization, and working with psychedelics to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. A big part of this journey is proper psychedelic integration, enjoying the journey, enjoying the stepping into our purpose, the actualization of our purpose. If you feel like there's some resonance and you would like to chat with me regarding how we can work together to unlock that potential for yourself, then there's a link in the video description regarding my coaching offer. It's the Psychonauts Path to Purpose program, and I'm excited to talk to you if that resonates. So, fundamentally, where this insight came from for myself, it's basically just coming from an observation of how life is, right? This taking one step at a time. But also in deep psychedelic space, I recognize it over and over and over again that one of the most powerful ways to navigate a psychedelic experience is to be present with the experience itself. That's a skill in and of itself. And the way to do that is to be with each and every breath of the journey, right? The breath is such a powerful anchor in psychedelic space. And by just relaxing into the breath and just going through this intense psychedelic journey that could feel like it's taking ages to unfold, with one breath, we're facing kind of one insight, one experience, one entity at the time. And with this breath, we're just like gently being guided through and being able to embrace this journey of the psychedelic. And just as this journey of the psychedelic is kind of a condensed version of the journey of life. That's what I love about this psychedelic space so much. A lot of what we can learn in this like condensed psychedelic space is kind of a meta lesson, kind of a teaching for the broader journey, for the psychedelic odyssey that we call our life. Because it kind of implies and functions around the same principles. And these insights from psychedelic space That's kind of the integration work, to bring those into our daily lives, into our day-to-day actions, and to see, hey, where is this insight that I go one step at a time applicable in my life? Is it maybe in my work, where I am always thinking 5 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead, 100 things at the same time, forgetting that there's one breath right here, right now, forgetting and losing touch and sight of the step that is right in front of me right now, because I'm here, I'm 5 steps ahead. Same, it goes in approaching somebody, another human being that you might find attractive, right, on the street. Are you here? Are you present with this next step of just taking this courage and approaching that person to have a conversation, just a casual conversation, and to just have this authentic curiosity if there might be a connection emerging? Or are you already 5 steps ahead, thinking and fantasizing in your mind how you might be rejected and how that might destroy your self-esteem, right? Already 5 steps ahead in another reality, in another universe that is not even existing, right? Or is it maybe even in, what's another example? In your approach to traveling, of thinking, where might I be going next? I see this with a lot of people traveling all around the world. Always traveling but never arriving. What's the next step? The step that is present right here. This presence in this present breath, in this present step that is right in front of you. Because I have found that through this focus on what's present, right? There's nothing wrong with imagining and envisioning and planning out into the future. If that is your next step, then that is a great next step, right? But then be fully there, be fully in that. But with the presence onto the next step and taking this big journey, this big travel, this big approach, this big job project, one step at a time, I found there's a greater enjoyment of the journey. Less anxiety, less tension, more openness, and from that also more enjoyment. And counterintuitively, taking the journey that we are on, one step at a time, discovering your passions, maybe even going out and exploring what is it you really want to do in life, right? Embracing certain phases, taking that one step at a time, counterintuitively is speeding you up as you slow down to life. Your journey and your process is accelerating. Because you're present, because you're fully there with the next step of your journey. And as you walk on this path, step by step and breath by breath, I found that life is gonna unfold either way. If you're rushing, if you're anxious about it, if you're already 5 steps ahead or not, life is gonna unfold in the way that it will be unfolding. And we can resist that, or we can embrace that and just take it one day at a time, right? If you're dealing with a health issue, if you're dealing with challenging times in your family, to take it one step at a time. I believe that you can do this, and that you can keep your head up in these chaotic waters of reality that are always just swirling around. To be in this center, right? To be in the center of your next breath. Present moment awareness in your next step, and to be fully engaged in that. That brings about a certain sense of enjoyment and ease. that's just the message I wanted to share today. A little psychedelic teaching, an insight that I have kind of gotten out of my psychedelic journeys and implemented, or I'm still trying to implement, right? At times struggling with it in my daily life. But think about it for yourself as an action step for this video. Maybe that's your next step, to think about what does it mean to go step by step? What does it mean to go breath by breath? A little deeper and just a little closer inside of your journey of life. And if you're interested and it resonates, check out the coaching offer in the video description. As I mentioned, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Much love.